Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I'm the Mellow Mama, and today I'll be sharing all about my 16 to 18 week pregnancy update. Cannot tell if this is positive or not. I genuinely can't. I don't know. I think I'm gonna, oh my gosh. We are gonna get a little cake and a little bandana and a little shirt if we can find one that says Big Brother. We're just so excited, right bud? We're so excited. You guys, I am so emotional. I am so... Pink and blue balloons. We're gonna do pink and blue? Yep. You got it, baby. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. My decision is to have a baby, right? It's your decision. Oh my gosh. I'm just so excited, Donovan. You're gonna be the best Big Brother in the world. And oh my gosh. If you're new here, what's up? I'm Kate. I talk all things conscious living and conscious, respectful parenting with the help of lots of great books, resources, and of course, my own personal experience as a mom. And it's been a little while since I've been on YouTube and developing content here, but I'm super excited to get back to it so that you guys can get more great information and insight from me, especially as I journey into this new chapter of having not one but two children, and also just building my life and continuing to practice being a conscious person and parent. I'm pretty sure the last video I published was like a year ago, and I haven't really shared any sort of personal content like a pregnancy update or like a day in the life vlog in forever. I think it's at least been 2 years. And honestly, my favorite kind of content to develop is educational sit-down conversation content, because when I started my channel, my son was like in the belly. I was an expectant mama, and I had been searching on YouTube for videos that were in alignment with all the literature that I was consuming at the time as a pregnant mom. I was learning so much about how to be a more conscious person, how to have a more conscious, connected relationship with the child that you're deciding to bring into the world. And yet I couldn't find any material of somebody just having a regular mom-to-mom, heart-to-heart kind of conversation that was, you know, easy to process and apply on YouTube, which is obviously why I was like, oh, I have a camera, I should do that. But what I've heard from my audience and my subscriber base over the years is that they love that stuff, but they really like and enjoy the personal stuff where they can actually see how I apply what I teach in those videos in my day-to-day life as a parent. Not to mention the fact that during my pregnancy with Donovan, I watched a ton of videos like this where I was just like super curious and interested in what was going on for other women and mothers that were having their first baby or second baby or 15th baby. They were feeling what was going on and what I could maybe anticipate myself. All that being said, it's just super cool to be starting up right where I left off, or kind of like more where I began, and to take old followers and subscribers along on the journey to see this new chapter, as well as new people. So again, if you're new, what's up? Hit the subscribe button, hit the bell for notifications every time I post a new video. Follow me on Instagram at the Mellow Mama, and let's get into the video. First things first, hi. Like I said, if you don't know me, I'm Caitlin. I usually go by Kate. I live in Ohio, and a quick little backstory for you to better understand this pregnancy and this little journey is that my son was born in California, where I used to live, and we faced a little bit of adversity, actually a lot. I became a single mom. We really started our life all over again from nothing, from zero, here in Ohio, with the support of loving friends and family and a lot of hustle. I was able to stay at home full-time with my son while I built other businesses, cultivated more content for YouTube and Instagram, worked in direct sales, and basically did everything that I could to provide single-handedly for myself, my son, and just give us like an incredible new fresh start. And then we met an amazing man named Tommy who loves us so much, and we decided to build our life together. We're now engaged and expecting the second baby. I'm a huge advocate for a 3 to 5 year age gap for children, so this was kind of perfectly timed. My son is going to be 5 at the time of this baby's arrival, which is perfect. And I think I'm going to make a video about that subject matter in itself, because that's a whole different conversation. So look forward to that if you're interested to know why I believe that that is optimal timing to space your children. But for now, just know that I'm super thrilled about the timing and the little 5-year age gap between both of my children. That being said, there are some things about this pregnancy that have made me feel different than my first in a lot of great ways, and a lot of ways that make me feel apprehensive or nervous, or they've just been things that I needed to process as a mother, especially a conscious parent, especially as it pertains to the relationship that I have with sweet Donovan, the relationship that he has with Tommy, the relationship that he'll have with his new baby sibling, and of course our entire family dynamic as a whole. I want to start with that information just because I know sometimes people watch these pregnancy updates and their family circumstance is not what they think it should be, or their blueprint in terms of where they're at in their life isn't exactly where they think they should be at, or doesn't look the way they think it should have looked. Or you see videos like this of me with my pretty headboard and my little fluffy pampas grass I cut on the side of the highway. You might see like my beautiful handsome fiance and think like, wow, their life is so perfect, everything is just so like beautiful and amazing, and even though they've gone through so much, you know, everything's perfect now. That's just not the case, and everything is a process. Being a conscious person in general is a practice. And so I wanted to kind of give you a little bit of insight so that you can give yourself a little bit of grace if you are giving yourself a hard time, or if you have this like unrealistic expectation for your life, for your relationships, and also for social media. Obviously, I'm not going to get on and share every difficult aspect of our life and our relationship and the things that we've had to face as a team, as a family, but I don't want you to think that we don't face any sort of complication. So if you are facing some sort of challenge or complication when it comes to growing a family, being a part of some sort of family, having children, having more children, I just want you to know that I am completely with you, and this is by no means some sort of display of perfection or whatever. I'm just gonna highlight the things that are going on so that you can again get a little peek into our life and some insight, and hopefully a little bit of education as well. Again, just wanted to start off the video with that little, I guess, kind of disclaimer so that you guys can better understand me, especially if you're new and you don't know much about our journey, but also better understand how special this is for us and our family, and I guess how delicate in a lot of ways as well. Now that's out of the way, some basic questions. How far along are we? Tomorrow I'll be 19 weeks pregnant and my due date is June 23rd. My birthday is actually June 24th, so there's like a little part of me that's like, oh wow, that would be so cute if we could share a birthday. She could come like one day a little bit later, and I don't really believe in due dates. I feel like it's very arbitrary, and I think people get very stuck on it. So I'm not stuck on it by any means. You know, the baby will come when the time is right, when the baby's ready. Which I should probably also say the gender of our baby. We're having a little girl, which came as a huge shock and surprise for some reason. We thought that in the very beginning. Me and Tommy and Donovan stayed true to his guns, and so did my mom the entire pregnancy so far. But my midwife at one point thought for sure, based on the heart rate of the baby at one of our visits, that we were having a little boy. And we were excited about that too, and we were like, oh man, we don't want to like make it seem disappointing that we're having a boy if we are not having a girl. And so we got very accustomed to telling ourselves like, oh, it's another little boy, we're gonna have 2 boys. And I think for me too, just so that you again get a better understanding of why this was like way more special than me just being like some girly mom that's like, oh, I love girls, like I only want girls or something. It was more like for the psychological well-being of my son Donovan, who could potentially feel outside of our family dynamic as we grow our family. I just was a little bit nervous for us to have another little boy right away that could potentially look more like Tommy or be just like him or something, and then people could always constantly say commentary that might make Donovan feel a little bit sensitive. It's obviously really sensitive for me to even talk about, and I just thought that maybe if we had a little girl it would be an easier adjustment, especially for Donovan. And also Donovan had said from the very beginning, I really want a little baby sister. And in general, I'm just super sensitive and intuitive to Donovan's, again, psychological well-being, his needs, how he's processing all of this, because having the transition of a new sibling in any circumstance is a difficult thing for any child, whether people acknowledge it or not. But for us, there are other variables, and whether people want to give a 4.5-year-old or 5-year-old the credit or not that they can understand certain dynamics and differences, I know very well, and I actually know firsthand that that's the case, that children are extremely perceptive. And again, I just really wanted everything to be as smooth and easy as possible for Donovan and for us as parents. And of course, had we found out that we were having a little boy, everything would have been just fine. And we definitely have the tools to meet Donovan's needs and to make sure that we're very receptive to the kind of communication that he's giving us, whether it's direct or through his behavior along the journey. But man, I really hoped that we were having a girl, so I'll not lie to you and say I wasn't a little emotional coming home from a midwife appointment when she told me that. And she was like hoping, I think, that I would be like excited, and I definitely felt a little phony. I was like, dang, like I don't know why I can't even pretend that I'm not feeling, just I guess apprehensive. I don't know the right word, but in the moment I was like, man, okay. It's a lot for me to process. I'm just telling all of that information to you because I feel like it's so easy to look at somebody's journey and just be like, oh, how cute. It really meant a lot to us to find out the gender and to, again, sort of prepare for the mental processing of a new sibling for Donovan and for us in terms of how we were going to grow our family, what it was going to look like, and any potential dynamics that could arise. So yeah, we're having a girl. I'll put the little thing, the clip here, because we were obviously very surprised. And on top of everything I've already mentioned, I just thought I would love to have a relationship with a daughter, especially as I move into this phase of life where I'm truly embracing my feminine energy and femininity. I want to be able to model true intrinsic self-esteem and confidence as a woman to her and just love on her. All this stuff makes me so emotional, but I really just am so thrilled and so excited. So here's that little clip of us finding out.
Little girl? Yeah. Yes, congratulations. Well.
The next question is, how am I feeling? And honestly, I really believe that illness and nausea, exhaustion, extreme fatigue is common during pregnancy, but not necessarily normal. I am a huge believer that everything that the body does is communication. It's trying to tell you, hey, I need this, or I need that, or please stop giving me this. And I really try all the time to be listening very closely to my body and paying attention, and also learning about my body's needs and following along with those. And I feel like that can come off sort of like pretentious, so again, please don't interpret it that way. I'm not being like, I just take such good care of my body that like nothing ever goes wrong. That's not the case. I'm more like trying to empower anybody watching that is struggling to learn about the body, learn how it functions best, learn how to nourish it best. My friend Corey Malloy is an amazing resource if you want to learn about pro-metabolic eating. This book, Real Food for Pregnancy, is awesome. Nourishing Traditions is a classic, giant go-to book if you're hoping to just follow a more whole foods, real food approach to nourishing the body to be in incredible health all the time, but especially in terms of pregnancy. So yeah, I feel awesome, and I felt great my entire pregnancy with Donovan, as well as this one so far, knock on wood. I'll give you like a little list of the supplements that I take here. I would go into each of them, but again, I would rather you go to resources like Corey Malloy or Fallon or their podcast, the Freely Rooted podcast. I actually have an episode on there about kids and eating and approaching mealtimes in a respectful way. You should totally listen to that. But use their free resources, take Corey's course, read those books that I've recommended, and just get a better understanding of the body, again, how it works, what it needs, and how you can give it what it needs, especially when you're not feeling so good. But yeah, I felt great. I've not experienced any nausea. I've not experienced any real fatigue. I think I was a little bit sleepier in the first trimester, and you know, not being as like gung-ho about waking up at 5 in the morning and going to the gym. I definitely found myself feeling a little less inclined to do that, but again, I was just sort of intuitively listening to my body, and I thought, I just need a little bit more rest, so that's what I'll do. that's what I did. I definitely do feel more energized during the second trimester like every other person, but I think that's just the body adjusting to this process of cultivating life and making this little baby and just getting back into the swing of things. So I feel awesome. I think I've said awesome like 5 times. I got in trouble for saying awesome when I worked at Gold's Gym in Hollywood one time. He was like, that is not formal enough, Caitlin, you need to say great. So I feel great. In terms of weight gain, I think I gain a little bit more weight and get a little more fluffy and round than like apparently the average person on Google, based on every time that I've been like, how much weight should someone have gained at 14 weeks or 16 weeks? And I'm always like ahead of it by at least 2 pounds. So if you're experiencing that, it's all good, especially if you are nourishing your body the right way and not like just filling yourself with garbage. As of right now, I've gained 14 pounds, but that's okay. It's a beautiful thing, and I did have a hard time with this pregnancy feeling sexy, feeling confident, feeling like I had my self-esteem about the way that I look for pretty much, I would say, a solid 12 weeks. I look pretty much exactly the same, but in my mind, I was like, I'm huge. It's happening for like, I don't know, like the whole first trimester and into my second trimester, but something clicked around like 15 weeks where I was like, honestly, it's amazing, whatever. And really what I think happened is I just got, to answer the next question, which is, are you in maternity clothes? I just got a size up in some pants. I was like, why am I doing this to myself? This is probably what's making me feel like so awful and like I'm massive or something, and and also nothing wrong, again, with feeling, first of all, how I was feeling like, man, my body's different and I want to feel sexy, I want to feel cute, and I apparently feel sexy and cute when I'm like my normal fit self. Also, that is not your identity, and if you find yourself identifying with that and thinking that people find you beautiful for those reasons, you're wrong. People find you beautiful for what's in your soul. I feel like I'm talking to, I don't know, my little sister or something. People, it's just a good reminder, tell yourself right now, like, people don't talk to you and be like, oh my gosh, she's so beautiful because her whatever looks like this. That's not why anybody's interested in being your friend or like loving you. It's your soul. To mention the fact that growing due to pregnancy is a super beautiful, huge blessing. So yeah, anyway, I'm with you. I gain a ton of weight. I become very soft, feminine, and fluffy during my pregnancies. It's all good. In terms of maternity clothes, no, not really, not technical maternity clothes, but I have gotten like some soft, larger pants. And now I'm comfy and cozy, and also dying for it to be spring and summer so I can just throw on a dress, throw on a skirt or whatever. Wearing pants while pregnant is something that I just really don't enjoy. So there's that. But I really try very hard not to buy maternity clothes because, like, what is the point? If I can find clothes that are not maternity that I will wear long term, that I can wear during my pregnancy, that's what I will do. Stretch marks, no. I coat myself in vitamin E oil every single morning and every single night. I do feel goopy. Highly recommend. I don't recommend a topical lotion that doesn't actually go into the skin. Yeah, vitamin E oil, swear by it. How was your sleep? My sleep is good. My sleep was not as great my first trimester, and in the last couple of weeks it's been awesome. Movement from baby, I have felt baby move, you guys. I felt like a crazy person. I felt like a liar to myself and to the world. I was like, at 13 weeks or so, I definitely started feeling this baby move, and I told Tommy that I was like probably wrong about that. I didn't think at that early phase in the pregnancy I could be feeling baby. I was like, maybe I'm like losing my mind, or maybe it's in my head. I just definitely feel like I felt the baby. It happened a few times consistently, and then when I went to see my midwife at 14 weeks, she was very casually like, have you felt baby move? And I was like, yes, yes, I have. That was exciting, and I felt baby move lots and lots more, obviously, over time. Tommy has not felt the baby move yet, and I have one question here, which is, what are you looking forward to? I just can't wait for that first like big kick, or for him to see a really big movement. I just feel like it makes the pregnancy so much more real for, you know, your husband or partner, so that they can experience it too. It's such a gift to be a woman and to be carrying the baby. I feel like sometimes the men get left out, you know, like they want to feel involved and they want to be excited as well, but it's not happening to them. Their body's not changing. You're changing sort of day by day in front of them, but you know, it's just a nice way that they can feel included in the experience of the pregnancy itself. So I'm really looking forward to that. But yes, I feel baby move all the time. Tommy hasn't just yet, and looking forward to that. Also looking forward to the fact that we are going to Florida to see Tommy, one of his older sisters. She invited us to hang out and I was like, absolutely, we will be doing that. Really looking forward to going and being in some sunny 75 and also not having to wear pants. Cravings, I'm definitely craving sweets this time around. Tons and tons of fresh fruit, bone broth hot chocolate, like sourdough toast with butter and honey and a little bit of salt. Like that might sound weird, but it is so good, and right now it just sounds so amazing to me. Food aversions, I'm not really experiencing. I definitely don't have a problem eating, I just have less of an appetite toward the end of the day. Are you moody or content? This is another one of those things that is common, not normal. If you're feeling like you have constant mood swings and shifts and you feel very reactive, first of all, really check out my course. You can enroll at themellowmama.org. Yes, I have an annoying, embarrassing .org. Somebody has themellowmama.com. But get to the root of what's triggering you, what's bothering you, but also take a deeper look at your nourishment. But yeah, so I've felt very content. In fact, very happy. I am a lot more sensitive than usual, but I'm already a very sensitive person, so I'm not really sure if that has anything to do with the pregnancy, but I think it does have some things to do with the pregnancy, like our family dynamic is shifting and I'm thinking about a lot of things regarding my son and our life and our future, and so the smallest things, I think I just have a lot of gratitude for everything that's going on, which as a sensitive person makes me emotional. So I don't think it's anything that has to do with like my hormonal shift or anything. I feel really great and like I have a steady mood, but I do feel deeply sensitive about a lot of things right now. Exercise, I am exercising exactly like I did for the most part, with some alterations and exceptions to how I was before I was pregnant. I love strength training, lifting weights like 5-6 days out of the week, and in terms of cardio, I really prefer like walking, going for long walks outside, going for long walks in nature, walking on the track at the gym, walking on the treadmill, and also the Stairmaster. So I'll do like 20 minutes of that at least every single day. And if I don't go to the gym, because I have to work out super early, that's something that I just love, my alone time. If you follow me for a long time, you know that I'm like, wake up before your family, wake up before your kids. Have time to prioritize yourself and meet your own needs in whatever way feels good for you. If working out that early for you does not feel good and you don't feel like serves your body, that's okay. But for me, I love that so much. It's like one of my favorite parts of my day. And so that's what I do, and that's what I recommend. I recommend prayer, I recommend meditation before, eating something really, really good and nutrient dense that makes you happy. Just doing something that makes you come alive at the first part of the day before you have to meet the needs of other people that you love is so imperative as a mom. And so I've been really adamant about keeping that part of my routine alive and going during my pregnancy, so that postpartum, it's like, this is what I do, this is my routine, and I enjoy it, it's for me, it serves me, yeah. The last thing that I'll mention is that we are planning to have a home birth with our midwife for this baby. I will say that Tommy was a no, like big no. He was super apprehensive about all of that and honestly like upset, like really, Kate, one more thing that you have this like weird outlook on, or like that I have to freaking do some research about, why do you do this to me? Like, can't you be normal? If you are somebody that's considering home birth versus hospital birth, I'm not a physician, this is not medical advice, but I always advise people to become critical thinkers, to become problem solvers, solution makers, and people that ask questions and aren't afraid to ask questions or to simply evaluate the norm, why we do what we do, why we think what we think, and feel what we feel. Again, if you're somebody that's like, I want more of that in my life, please take my course, whether you're a parent or not, expecting or not, have a million kids that are grown or not. If if you want to have a more conscious awareness to why you live the way that you live, think and feel the way that you do, take my course, it'll help you. This was a similar thing where I understood that anytime somebody has a huge defensive outlook on something and they're like, no, before learning about it, I'm like, this is fear-based. This is something that requires more information, more insight, and more education. So what I recommend is holding a lot of space and being super open about the conversation, and also being really grounded about your needs, especially if you are the mother that is going to be going through labor and delivery, and you know, if this is what you want for yourself and for your child, to hold firm to that, but in a loving way, and to have compassion toward your partner, and also be very curious about their perspective, and offer information not in a way that's condescending, like you don't know anything, that's ignorant, or whatever, you're not educated on this. Offer options. For example, I said, why don't we not make a decision around this until you've met a couple of midwives, or the midwife that I personally want to choose. I got really lucky. I chose intentionally because Tommy, he just needed somebody that was super experienced, somebody that was actually supposed to be retired, and I got very lucky. She just happened to have one of her apprentices that was taking most of her new clients get pregnant, and so she's available to give me my prenatal care and be with us during the labor and delivery and postpartum phases of this pregnancy. But she's got like 30 years of experience. I'm hoping to make a video with her so you guys can learn from her too, and have kind of a conversation that Tommy had with her. That way, if you have a husband, or if you have a mother or somebody in your life that's like, heck no, you're not doing that, telling you what you're going to do with your body and your baby and your pregnancy, they can learn a little bit in a very hands-off, objective way. So that's what I had her do with Tommy, and he came with like a million questions. It was so endearing. I'm telling you, I love this man. I just like watched in awe, like I'm like, wow, he really did so much research, and he's so sweet. Like, he was so excited to ask her questions and sort of like poke around. And then he was like, all right, fine, I actually think it's a wonderful idea. And so that's what we're doing. There are a million reasons as to why this is the decision that I would like to make. I'm gonna make a separate video about that to go into detail, but just for now, we're planning for that and very excited about it. I'm thrilled, so thrilled, and in general, the whole pregnancy is very exciting. So I know this video was long. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, hit the like button. I feel like YouTube got rid of the dislike button, but whatever. If you have any feedback for me, any questions or any comments, please leave them in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel. Follow me over on Instagram at The Mellow Mama for more like insight in our day-to-day life. Look out for more videos, and just have an awesome day. I will see you on the next video. Oh wait, oh my gosh, I haven't showed you my bump. Okay, ready? These are the cozy pants that I was talking about. But okay, this might be kind of explicit, and I have some serious love handles going on. Told you guys, fluffy. But here's my bump from the front, from the side. You can probably see I have a couple of stretch marks there, and like one little stretch mark right there from my first pregnancy. But that's it. I hope you guys, whoop, I think that's what it looks like with clothes.